The Cupcake is a spy. Hello everybody, Horse the Owl, and we are going to get into a little episode that I like to call Random Talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. I have got to think of a better name for that. I mean, that is terrible and it does not roll off the tongue well at all. Maybe I could call it, the series Random Talk, but Random Talk about Five Nights at Freddy's? Just getting back on point, we should probably start with whatever comes off the top of my head. I mean, it's probably gonna be Chica. Starting with Chica. God, why do I have to start with Chica again? It's probably just a duck. To be honest, though, I'm pretty sure I'm starting with Chica because that's my least favorite animatronic ever. And I am going off of the first game's animatronics. I don't really think it's necessary to talk about the new ones because it's mostly duplicates. I might talk about the Marionette and the Mangle and stuff like that. Maybe not the Mangle, because I had to think about everything. Chica. Is that a duck or is it a chicken? I'm assuming it's a chicken, but a lot of people think it's a duck. It's actually one of the weirdest theories I've actually heard. Not a very well-known one, but there are people that have a whole conspiracy of it's a chicken, no, it's a duck. It's a freaking robot, emulated to look like some kind of bird. Let's just agree on that. I also think there's another reason why I'm choosing to do Chica first, because I have to get this off my chest. Yeah, I had to bring my chest into that just to do that, because Chica is ugly. I mean, this is coming from a freaking anthro artist. Yeah, I'm an anthro artist. I'm not really gonna put anything up, but I'm an anthro artist. That being said, you couldn't put makeup on this thing to make me enjoy how it looks. I mean, I thought Bonnie was some kind of hippo with long ears. A lot of people did. But Chica, I mean, it was kind of obvious that was a bird or something, and that it was supposed to be what most people were going to assume was female. And, I mean, first time I saw Markiplier play it, I mean, honestly, how do you not assume that thing is female? I mean, it's maybe bulky, but it does resemble some kind of female automaton. In both versions, I wanted to throw up at what that thing looked like. I mean, first it was like, and then they took the beak off and gave it better shape. And I mean, I know that's technically it's the newer one that they scrapped and it no longer exists. But they're ugly, okay? Golden Freddy. You could not pay me to sit in a room with a slumped over, bloody, eyeless, and therefore soulless thing. And in my opinion, in the first game, that is definitely a ghost, not a hallucination. You would have to know what the thing looks like in order to hallucinate it. That's just psychology. It is a fact of the brain that you cannot make something up that looks frightening like that. I mean, that's too specific. That's way too specific and too accurate, therefore. I mean, you don't just imagine something that actually exists without at some point even subconsciously seeing it. Back to why I'm talking about Golden Freddy. This is my second least favorite, but I'm gonna be honest, besides Chica, I love all the animatronics, like, all of them. Even the Mangle as a thing, I mean, that thing is a pile of scrap hanging on the ceiling. I had nightmares. Golden Freddy is, well, it's the stuff of nightmares, but it's lovable in a way because it's the oldest iteration of Freddy, which brings me to something you may or may not have seen before. It's a little comic strip of Bonnie, and all three iterations of Freddy. The Freddies are all standing together, and Bonnie's standing on the side, and he's all like, he's Freddy, you're Freddy, I'm Freddy. Are there any other Freddys I should know about? And then it's Tony Fitzgerald sitting in his chair with the mask on, just... And then, what's with crashing the game? I mean, I realize that if my theory is true, or if it's not, and it is a ghost, it is very understandable that this thing would hardly ever show up except for in an event that you would have to witness in order to see it, and yada yada reasons to bring it into the room and kill you, but crashing the game? Is that really necessary? Unless I'm wrong. I don't have the game, and I'll probably try and get the game, but as far as I know, any time you see Golden Freddy, he crashes your game. Even when you, after the, what was his name? Scott? Was his name Scott? I'm a terrible fan of this game if I don't know the creator's name. When the game was updated after people were spreading some rumor about the custom night, and you setting it to the numbers 1987 across the board, Freddy being 1, I think Bonnie being 9, and Chica being 8, and Foxy being 7. I'm not really sure the order. I've only seen that screen a couple of times. Most people are straight into the night. But after the creator updated it, because of all this rumor spreading and it not being true, he updated it so that when you did set it to that, Golden Freddy instantaneously entered his death animation, if you can call it an animation. I mean, it's a solid screen and him doing a... I don't know whether to call that a moan or a scream. Could be both. When he moan screams, it crashes your game. In most cases that I've read about it, generally any case that he does that, the game crashes. I do think that it's just the 1987 custom night setting thing, but I have heard that no matter what, he will crash your game if you encounter him and he kills you. Which, I guess it's not really killing you, it's crashing your game because you don't die. I mean, you don't even get to see the game over screen. Freddy. I find Freddy to be entertaining in his own way. I mean, personally, he's not my favorite for a couple of reasons I don't really want to go into detail about. It's similar stuff to why Golden Freddy isn't my favorite, but Freddy is more favored by me than Golden Freddy because of the way he interacts with you. He is a son of a bitch. I mean, once he does start moving, if you look at the camera without closing the right side door and he's anywhere near your right side door, and then you bring the camera down, the next time you bring that camera up, you're butt fucked. There's also those theories of why Freddy doesn't move in the first couple of nights, and it's kind of backed up by what I think is an Easter egg freeze cam, I guess. Not really freeze cam because you're looking through a live feed, but it's Freddy by himself looking towards the camera from his original standing point. He just kind of turns and he's looking at you with his microphone and the hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And people theorize that that's him studying you, you know, what you're doing, and that I guess because he always goes to the same door and he's not really different, because it's a game, that does still make sense. He's studying how Mike is. He's seeing what Mike would do and, you know, what would work against Mike. He's like, oh, every time he sees them in the window, he closes the door. But if he doesn't see him in the window, and he'll just not close the door and he'll bring the camera. I could sneak in when he pulls the camera up without closing the door. Hopefully Chica's not standing there. Should ruin my plans. In essence, I'm just trying to say Freddy is a tactical genius, and that's why he's beloved by children, because he's so freaking intelligent. Probably not. I don't know why kids. I don't know what kids see in these things. I mean, to them they're probably just a little bit adorable, but they don't get to see these things at night. Foxy. Foxy is my second favorite out of the original. I almost said 5. It's 4. The 4. It's. I can count. I can count. Okay. I can count. Foxy's mechanic, what the mechanic he contributes to the game is, it gives you a reason to look at the cameras. Because honestly, you could just sit there and keep click, 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 click. Oh, there he is. Close the door. He's still there. No, okay. And technically, animatronics couldn't get you. Technically. Well, Foxy there, he gives you a reason to look at the cameras, therefore giving the other animatronics a chance to get inside. Probably not Foxy's original intention, because, you know, he blitzes it down there when you're not looking at the camera, or maybe that is his plan. Maybe he's trying to make you do this, so it's impossible not to pay attention to everybody. So, if Freddy's a tactical genius, Foxy is freaking genius. I mean, come on. If that really was his intention, that he sees everybody else, you know, trying to get in, and he's like, guys, what are you doing? I mean, you can't get in. He could just sit there and keep closing the doors whenever he sees you there. And you could most certainly bet your sweet arse that he's gonna be like, I ain't going out there. I ain't going out there. I'm just gonna sit right here, keep the doors closed. Probably not keep the doors closed, but I'm gonna just sit here and not look at the cameras and keep those fuzzy bastards out until 6 a.m. And Foxy's thinking to himself, is that what you want? Do you want this frickin' security guard to mock us and not even try, and to just strut out of here at 6 a.m. going, see you tomorrow, you little bastards? So then he devises a plan. If I can distract him by making him look at the cameras, that'll give you guys the opportunity to go inside. But if he does happen to keep me... Yeah, I'm trying to aim my finger at the camera, and I'm doing a poor job of it anyway. And if he tries to just keep his eye on me, then obviously you guys can sneak in. But if he's more ascertained towards you guys, I'll just blitz right down there and fucking gang his ass. Who cares? I'm bold. And you can imagine the others, if not just Chica, just going, bravo, bravo, let's do that. Freddy, of course, going, it was my plan all along. Bonnie. What was I even doing there? Was that... Never mind. Bonnie is by far my favorite animatronic. You get to see him the most. Let me just move my fingers so you can see what I'm counting. Let me just... Okay. You get to see him the most. He is not the biggest threat, but because of that, if you don't pay attention to him, because he's not really the hugest threat, he'll gank you. That's right. RPG people, MMORPG people, I'm using the word gank. Problem. My point being, Bonnie is easier to love because you'll probably see more of his face. Probably not killing you if you're paying attention to him, but in the fact that you're paying attention to him, that means that you're like, oh, hey, look, there's Bonnie. I mean, if we're going to go back to the psychological thing, if you see more of something, you grow a little bit attached to it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Wrapping this up. Chica's ugly. Golden Freddy is a ghost because psychologically impossible to be a hallucination. Freddy is a genius. Foxy is more of a genius. And Bonnie is a guy, let's just say that. I mean, you don't create a female with a bow tie and add the 2 little dots that nobody seems to get right in their artwork. Good God, look at the time. I'm out of time. Hoot hoot, guys. And have a good night at Freddy's.